You see how Jemiah has her flowers? Don't put yours on the ground. Mama, know your head down. Know your head. Mama, know your head down. Know your head down. Mama, know your head down. Know your head. Came from nothing, we really be thugging. Came from nothing, we really be clutching. Came from nothing, we really be thugging. Yeah, yeah. Came from nothing, we really be clutching.
Shalom. It's the Shemite Perspective coming again with another video. Live from work. Picking up some little easy money. I ain't got too much to say, y'all. Just want to talk about my mother and my grandmother. Today is what, May 8th, 2022? Mother's Day. Of the 365 days in the year, this is by far the roughest day of the year. Every single year. And it's been that way since 2006. Because I don't have any phone calls to make. Flowers to buy. Essentially, being one of the children of Israel and practicing Hebrew Israelite, I don't celebrate Mother's Day per se. But I don't know, it's kind of rough, you know, navigating this world with, you know, the black community is a gynocracy, matriarchy, if you will. Our women run our community. I was raised by women with very little male support, but the male support that I did have was good. Good men. So the most important people in my life have been women. My mother and my grandmother. My mother was born with sickle cell anemia. If you don't know what that is, then Google it. She was a very sick woman her entire life. And at the age of 27, she found out she was pregnant. Her doctors told her that she would not be able to carry that child to term. They told her that the child and her would die if she didn't terminate the pregnancy. She did not terminate the pregnancy. And as a result, you're sitting here watching the Shemite Perspective right now. She also had another child a year and a half later. Both of us are here. Both of us alive. Both of us healthy. Both of us have children. She raised us up until she passed away 34, almost 35 years ago. I was 6 years old. Ever since that day, I've had a chip on my shoulder that rests there to this very day. And I think they're going to probably bury me with that chip. that chip has been the source of every single bit of trouble and every single one of my downfalls in my life. Because I carry the anger of a wet hen around with me all the time. At the drop of a dime, I'll go off and do something stupid. That's kind of why a lot of people really choose not to deal with me, and they're kind of afraid of me. That's part of it. But my mom was a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful woman, inside and out. She was very beautiful, gorgeous lady. She was just very sick all the time. She was very meek, very quiet. Didn't have much to say, but when she did speak, she commanded the room. Every single person that's ever talked to me about my mother, they all say the same exact thing. She was the sweetest person in the world, the quietest and the meekest. I can remember her voice. Very low tone, very feminine, very beautiful voice. Whenever she would talk, it would just calm you. And I wish more than anything that I could just call her right now. Hey, Ma, what you doing? You cooking? Don't worry about it. I'm taking you out. You want steak? We're going to get us a tomahawk. Beautiful woman. I miss her more than anything in the world. Only person I probably miss more is her mother. Because after her passing, it was her mother that took care of myself and my sister. It wasn't my father. That's another story. It was my grandmother. That lady was a social worker. I have adopted cousins that are older than me. My grandmother was a social worker who fell in love with her clients and would bring them into her house and raise them and raise their children. It's the type of woman that raised me. My grandmother buried a stepson, 2 daughters, and a son. By far the strongest human being I've ever met in my life. She is the only person I've ever encountered that I had legitimate fear in my heart for. She would cut that ass when you wrong, but it wasn't an angry ass cutting. It was a sit down here, baby, I'm gonna tell you what you're doing. Each cutting lasted about 30 minutes. When she took her time and sat down with that braided whip she had and cut that ass and got you right and explained to you why she was doing it. It was never out of anger. She was legit the only person in the world that I thought could do something to me. I remember I got into a physical altercation with my uncle. That's another story. But nonetheless, to break it up, she came outside. Keep in mind, I'm 22 years old, in the Navy. All I did was run and work out. I'm about 240 pounds of solid muscle, about 8% body fat, solid muscle. All I did was work out. I didn't have a personal life, none of that. All I did was go to work, get off, go to the gym, play ball, hit the gym, lift weights, go get something to eat, go back, watch the game, go to sleep, get up, work, same routine. She picked me up off the ground, feet dangling in the air. I'm trying to get this woman off of me, and walked me in the house just as calm as anything, sat down, put me in a chair and sat down on me. I could not move. Wasn't nothing I could do. Big grown, prime of my life, healthy 20-something-year-old man. Could not get this old lady off of me. That's how powerful of a person she was. Nobody else in the world could have done that to me. Trust me. She did that. Anytime I ever needed anything, I care if it was from a glass of water to $100, whatever it may be, it was mine. You can almost say she spoiled me. I'll never forget the day she died. That's another video. But I'll never forget that day. But I'll say the last thing that lady ever said on this earth was, Lord, don't take me away from my children. That's all she cared about. Me and my sister. That's all she cared about. She didn't care about nothing else in the world. She cared about her children. She cared about her family. These people helped mold me into who I am and grounded me in what I'm grounded in. So I won't be long. I just wanted to acknowledge my mother and my grandmother, Theran Scott and Geneva Scott Ellison. The two greatest human beings I ever met in my life. And with that, this is the Shemite Perspective. Shalom. Sending greetings and love. I'm out.